She was born at 36 weeks, and that's where my doctor wanted to get to.
We were getting ready to go home, and I went to go get the kids, and Stacy called me and said there was a problem. Dr. Weiner had told us that he thought he detected a heart murmur.
It was not an alarming heart murmur sound. However, because she was premature, we wanted to check everything out completely before she went home, and so we performed what's called an echocardiogram.
He said that the echo, there was something wrong with the echo.
Although her heart was formed normally, it did not beat as strongly as it needed to. As a consequence, she was followed very closely by the heart specialist, and had quite a few visits to my office to make sure that her heart continued to pump okay. And finally, at around 8 months of age, she came in to the hospital having an episode where she appeared to stop breathing at home.
They took her to the Shannon emergency. Dr. Weiner admitted her that Thursday afternoon. He had ordered another echo on her. They came in and did the echo, and she was just crying and wasn't cooperating at all, and she turned blue again, and they had to, she quit breathing.
As soon as I got her into my arms, she went limp, and immediately we had to start doing CPR. We called a code 100.
Dr. Weiner came in, and all sorts of people came into her room.
We quickly moved her into ICU.
Her cardiac function was so poor, there was concern that we would not be able to bring her through it. In the intensive care unit, Dr. Flynn worked hours while we arranged for emergency transport. When she arrived in Houston, her cardiac function was so low that they deemed that she wasn't even qualified for a transplant, and the parents were told that all they could do is just hope that maybe things would turn around.
I felt devastated. They had put her back on IV medications for her heart, and they were at that point in time just trying to restore the function of the heart. It took about a week. They had to test her body from head to toe physically to be sure that there was nothing else wrong. But praise the Lord, everything else was fine with her. She didn't have any damage anywhere else. It was a week later, on the 27th of December, that she became active on the transplant list. So that was a day of rejoicing for us, for sure. We had been at Texas Children's for 6 weeks. We had been in and out of ICU. On the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, I was having a lot of emotional struggle that evening, and I had been on the phone with Rex at about 10:30, and I had been crying, and we got off the phone, and it was about an hour later, 11:30 that evening, the phone rang, and it was the transplant coordinator, and she called to say that they had a potential heart for Reagan. So we didn't get much sleep that night, but that was okay. He was trying to get there before 7 because they said that they would take her for surgery at 7, and he and Lacan got there about 6:30.
On the way down there, we were so excited, and we were talking, and it hit me that someone had lost a child. And I didn't know anything about the family, but I knew that they had made a choice at a time when they had something very tragic had happened in their lives. They had made the choice to give probably several other children an opportunity for life, and so we just prayed for them. And we still, to this day, we don't know who they are. We don't know anything about them, but I still pray for them, and I was just so thankful that they made that choice.
They came out to tell us about 1 o'clock that afternoon that her new heart was pumping in her body, and that was the most awesome, incredible feeling.
Reagan is now an almost 4-year-old child. She is very bright and a sparkling personality.
I love Dr. Weiner.
He's our hero. Dr. Weiner is our hero. He saved Reagan's life.
I want to be a ballerina when I grow up.
I believe Reagan is a miracle child because God has a plan for her, and He wants to speak through her.
through the things that, the money that Children's Miracle Network raises, they get to provide more and more equipment for Shannon, and it gives more and more families opportunity to stay home. And in your time of crisis, you just don't know how precious that is.
The Children's Miracle Network has provided training for these particular kinds of things. When a child codes what to do, and so the CMN has provided training for the intensive care nurses and the pediatric nurses. CMN has been instrumental in helping us save Reagan's life in a way.
Please help support Children's Miracle Network and help a miracle child.